A Real Vision, Season 2, Episode 4, October 24th through the 30th, 2022, of Viewer's Digest of Daily Dose of Daryl from the Peebles Motivation Bureau. A Real Vision, lessons we can learn from the thought process of a great woman, Helen Keller. A saying by Helen Keller states, "When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Learning to move forward is essential, and if we continue to look back, we can be trapped in the past and not be able to live fully in the present, nor be able to plan properly for the future. Therefore, when things come our way that causes doors to close, remember, do not stare back at the closed door, but look forward to the doors that are opening. Now, another thing is to remember that a happy life consists not in the absence of, but in the mastery of hardships. That means that every life has hardships. People will say things untrue about you. People will betray you. Tragedies will happen like illness or sickness. There are so many types of hardships in life, and everyone is subject to them. However, that doesn't mean that in order to be happy, we must get rid of all the hardships. We must learn to master them, to control them, to overcome them, and to enjoy life in spite of them. Helen Keller, among all people, had some great hardships, but she learned eventually how to be happy and deal with those continuing hardships. Many persons have a wrong idea of what constitutes true happiness. It is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. Now, in today's me-first generation, in these times, things are so focused on ourselves. Even the advertising world realizes that and talks about you and what can make you happy and what makes you look better, feel better, be stronger, be healthier, and it's usually all about you. However, when we learn to have something larger than ourselves as our true purpose, a worthwhile, worthy purpose, that's larger than ourselves, and we learn to be loyal to that, then we will begin to find real happiness, lasting happiness, and fulfilling happiness. A person can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. So when you begin to feel that impulse to take off and to soar to new heights and new levels, when you feel that impulse to get better, to gain, to grow, you want to do that as fast as possible, so it's hard to consent to a slow process. Although sometimes a slower process works out better, but having the energy to move forward is something that is constantly with you. And when you see the opportunity to improve, grab the gold ring, reach out and seize the day, seize the opportunity. No pessimist ever discovered the secrets of the stars, or sailed to an uncharted island, or opened a new heaven to the human spirit, because pessimists don't believe that good is going to happen. They are really always looking for the bad, or what's wrong. However, a great man, a fraternity brother of mine named Hugo Rogers, once told me that when you learn so much that you know things will not work, then you fail to try new things and make discoveries. So, for many of my ideas that seemed far-fetched, he said, "Daryl, it's people like you who don't know any better, but believe something can happen that make the discoveries." I've always remembered that lesson from him, so let's remember today to move from being a pessimist to becoming an optimist. It is the faith that leads to achievement, and nothing can be done without hope. We must look to see where our hope is grounded. And we must learn that the kind of faith that we have must be grounded in optimism, because having a hopeful spirit, a hopeful mindset, an optimistic outlook is what does move us forward and leads us to achievement and discoveries, because if you really don't believe it can happen, you will do nothing, because nothing can be done. Without hope, nothing can happen. So, develop an optimistic mindset today. I would rather walk with a friend in the dark than alone in the light. Now, it is always good to move to the light, and there's a lot we can receive from the light, even when we are alone. But most of us would prefer to have someone with us in the dark, because the dark always seems scarier and foreboding. But this particular saying indicates something more than that. If we had a choice of walking in the dark with a friend or being alone in the light, the reason it says I would rather walk with a friend in the dark is because we can always do so much more as we get together with other people on the journey. Together, we can accomplish so much. So alone, we can only do so much. But combined with other people, we can do so much more. And as a result, we need to remember to come together with others, because if we do not have a worthwhile purpose and a goal that's greater than we are, we certainly want to make sure that the goal is large enough so that it would require other people. Because if it's something that we alone can achieve, then the goal is no larger than ourselves. But if the goal and worthwhile purpose is much larger than ourselves, it calls for us to come together with other people, because alone we can do so little, and together we can do so much. One of the amazing benefits of doing a world tour circling the globe is that it gives a person a great and deeper sense of perspective about this planet that we live on and the people we live with. And as a result, we are exposed to many things that we've only seen pictures of or heard about. For instance, Italy is amazing, and the works of Michelangelo really stand out. And one of the statements that Michelangelo made was, "I saw the angel, and I carved until I set him free," which is a great way of looking at sculpture. The piece that ends up being the sculpted piece has always been in the stone or the piece of wood, and the artist can see that. And so the artist chips away anything that is not part of that angel. One of the most amazing pieces I've ever seen and was standing face to face with is the statue called David in Florence, Italy. And knowing how Michelangelo had to really almost beg to be able to work on that piece of stone that stood there for so long. But he could see David in that stone, and finally was allowed to begin to chip away until that marvelous creation was set free for others to see. Helen Keller sums up this Daily Dose of Darrell week of discovery with a particular saying which says, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision." Many of us can see, we have sight with our eyes, but too often many people have no vision of what can be, of what's available, and who we can become. So the challenge from Helen Keller is, for all the people who have sight and can see through their eyes, be sure to develop a vision that is beyond what can be seen simply with our eyes, to something greater, something deeper, something broader, and can be comprehended in the present and comprehended with more than just our eyesight. Saturday Summary. Monday. Don't get trapped looking back, but overcome hardships and move forward. Tuesday. Happiness comes from having a worthwhile purpose that is larger than yourself, and hope is the roadway to finding it. Wednesday, discoveries are made by optimists who believe and are filled with the impulse to soar to greater heights, discoveries, and growth. Thursday, not only is the road of life lonely without friends, but also less will be accomplished unless coming together with others. Friday, develop a vision to see what others cannot, and learn to use more than your eyes in order to see what is possible in the future. What is your vision? Sunday silence. What hardships have you overcome, and where are you going next in your journey? Pause and reflect. What is your worthwhile purpose that requires help, and where is your hope grounded? Pause and reflect. What discoveries have you made in the past, and where is your impulse leading you next? Pause and reflect. Name reliable people on your team, and how do you come together to achieve more? Pause and reflect. What vision are you working on currently, and how are you using more than your eyes to see? Pause and reflect. This is Darrell R. Peebles, the man behind the microphone, bringing you something positive each day from the Peebles Motivation Bureau, both positive, personal, and professional. Remember, there are 3 divisions: digital, real life, and print. But in the digital, we have not only the YouTube channel, but the website, Zoom events, and much more. In the real life, we do pulpit supply, funerals, weddings, magic shows, keynote speakers, and more. And in the print division, not only books, but magazine articles, newspapers, and custom artwork. Locally ordered books from me can get signatures and special discount. This one is already out and about, helping others. Churches and pastors have special discounts. I appreciate you, your ideas, and support. Keep them coming. These are other areas that I might be able to help you, and these are my contact points. This is Daily Dose of Darrell, responding to the free and gracious gift of God. I am using humor, the art of illusion, modern technology, and decades of serving God and communities to work every day to uncover the beauty in all people and experiences coming my way, endeavoring to educate, entertain, and inspire. Each dose on this channel can help move us toward a better, healthier, and more informed mind, body, and spirit. I'm excited to be a small part of the expanding of our capacity to learn, love, and forgive, and together leave this world a better place for all. God bless you.